Hello all the crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, welcome back to Golden Sun Dark Dawn. Last time we pushed a bunch of these rings into position and played some games with like shadow puppets on the back wall over here, and that apparently opened a gate. It was quite interesting, I like this puzzle. Anyway, today we are going to be stepping through the gate, and I don't know if we're going to be getting straight to a final boss or a final boss-like entity. I'm just gonna go and make sure that all my genie are unset. Do I want to go and arrange my genie so that I have like the character classes that I want? I honestly don't know if I want to. I haven't been seriously challenged in this game that hard so far, if I'm being honest, and I don't know if it's worth spending the 10 minutes to configure the genie the way that I wanted to. I did kind of want to have some classes like pirates and dragoons and what have you, just for the cool factor, but I kind of haven't been paying attention to where my genie are going, and I'm not sure if I really want to start now. So I think we're just going to take a step forward. And we're going to step into the light, apparently. The light here is so strong, you'll need protection to survive it. Do I have to... Okay, I was going to say, do I have to equip the Umbra gear? I could not remember if I'd done that previously, or if I was going to have to do that now, but it looks like plot's taking over either way. Himi's prophecy. We must clothe ourselves in shadow, or rather, in the Umbra gear. Ah, of course, this is why the Umbra gear is important. I thought we knew this already, actually. Again, I don't know if this was already told to us, or if I'm just, like, vaguely remembering bits of it from when I played this game originally many, many years ago. But either way, time for Sveta to step into the limelight, so to speak. Kraden, shut up. This will all depend on you. What am I to do? Well, this equipment is tailored for a Morgul beastman to wear. Sounds like Sveta's the girl for the job, alright? But why is it just gear for the beastmen? I don't know, probably because, like, the shape of the ears or something. Whatever. The Apollo lens is the product of cooperation between the ancient Genii and the Morgul beastmen. And the beastmen did the physical labor, so they were wearing the equipment. So why call it the Umbra gear? Because if we were to survive the light, to survive the light, we must wrap ourselves in the Umbra, another word for shadow. Very good, Amidi. I thought Reef was the nerd. I thought Amidi was like, well, I guess Amidi is kind of a nerd too. But like, that sounds like the sort of answer that Reef would give. Anyway, so that is where I must step in. Ah, right. Here I go. Do we really know the Umbra gear alone will be enough to protect her? There's no way of knowing for sure. I have faith in our leader. Michael, will you guide me? Ah, Michael. Of course. You don't think Michael can do it, do you, Kraden? Why am I being put on the spot here? Don't be absurd. Of course I do. Michael, you've led us well to this point. Now guide Sveta, I assume to the end point of the final boss or something. Anyway, once we come out on there, once we come out up there, I'll be in danger. Don't let me down, please. So that's the fancy way of saying that I'm still going to be the party leader. It would be kind of cool if you could change party leaders, like your overworld character, based on whoever's in the front, like the first slot in your party, but not in this game. While in the brighter spots, pay close attention to the Umbra gear's endurance gauge. Alright, well, we know what those are. And that's going to be that meter on the side. The endurance gauge slowly increases while you're standing in the bright spots. If the gauge goes too high, the Umbra gear will fail and you'll be swallowed up by the light. I wonder if that means that... Does that mean you'll, like, take damage, or does that mean that you'll actually, like, die in game over? When the gauge is high, hide in a shadow, such as by a pillar, and let the gauge lower. This kind of reminds me of, in Skyrim, the End of the Thieves Guild questline. Has a dungeon that's a bit like this. I'm currently like right in the middle of a fresh Skyrim playthrough because of course I am, and I've been putting off finishing that Thieves Guild questline for like 100 hours of gameplay because I want to keep the skeleton key because gamer reasons. But anyway, this large table seems to invite you to place something on it. I feel like that's going to be an orb. Can I check to find out if that's going to be an orb? That is a blue orb. All right. Again, we really like our like Trinity setups here. Who has the blue orb? You have the blue orb. So Sveta, you are going to go and do the thing. That's going to turn on... That's going to turn on one switch power source of some sort or another. Oh, you know what I just realized? I actually am running around as Sveta on the overworld now. Apparently I wasn't looking when I made that, that proclamation to the contrary a minute ago. This one is yellow. I'm going to take a wild guess I'm going to need the yellow one for this. Who has the yellow one? Himi has the yellow one? Himi, you can go and do that. And I'm gonna hazard a guess that up here, yeah, there's a red pedestal. And who has the red one? Tyrell has the red one, fittingly enough. Alright, Grata and Kyogre Rayquaza. Let's go and complete this little system here, whatever this happens to do. And are we, like, where exactly are we in, like, real space? Are we on top of that thing in Belinsk? Because I know we're sort of on top of something. And what is this? All right, you know what? Let me go downstairs and let me have this little meter empty its endurance gauge or whatever. Usually I feel like endurance would be going in the other direction, like it would start out full and then it would decrease as it wears down, but here apparently we're going the other way. But seriously, what was this thing here? Hello? Can I scan this? Can I go and use insight? No answer. Not entirely sure what's up with that, so let's just go around here and... I assume that on the front of that there would be something, but apparently not, so... Do I have to, like, go back down? Just gonna let that empty itself again. Nothing's happening when I talk to you, so what if I... Am I losing my mind? Surely there's something that I've got to do up there, but I didn't see anything actually changing. Unless I have to talk to that thing. It looked kind of like a sword and a stone or something, honestly, was my first thought. But let's see if okay. I must be losing my mind. Wait, is it actually a sword and a stone? That's gonna be... Soul Blade. Okay. I believe that's the ultimate weapon for the protagonist character in the Golden Sun games. So we're gonna pull the sword from the stone, and that's going to make these... Okay, those plinths that I put the orbs on, they've activated or deactivated or something. We've What exactly am I looking at? Is that a cannon? Are we gonna get shot out of a cannon? I want to get shot out of a cannon. Anyway, can I, let's see, where was the cannon? And how can I, like, climb into it? Because I feel like that would be quite the way to end off this game. Alright. Maybe I just have to go through the door? The symbol of the sun is inscribed on the door, and there's a large opening that looks like a keyhole. Well, that's gonna be a Soul Blade. Which is currently not equipped to me. Who has the Soul Blade? Alright, Reef has the Soul Blade. That's not gonna, like, destroy it, is it? Do we still got the Soul Blade after that? We do, alright. I guess I should probably equip that, right? So, that is going to be a piece of equipment for, I believe, me. Which is going to almost double my attack from the Giant Axe. Yes, please. Well, you can have the Giant Axe, Reef. Can anyone make use of the Giant Axe, then? Doesn't really look like it. Alright, so the giant axe is somewhat outclassed. Let's go inside. Get out of this harsh sunlight. And is there going to be more puzzle, or are we just going to actually get onto fighting things? Alright, that looks like a teleporter. Himi, do your thing. Oh, I see in the ground. Alright, I see in the ground there's... It looked like there were Carpe Retractum grippy things, so I'm probably going to have to find a way to activate those, right? Alright. Let's go and use this Insight Pound, or Crush, or whatever the thing on this button is. We can go and use that. And that is going to... Alright, nothing. But if I were to go and do all of these... Okay, this might actually take a minute because this animation is not the swiftest. Especially when you have to do it 5 times? Alright, last one. And that did indeed make something happen. Alright, so we're really playing up the red, green, blue, or the red... it's really red, green, yellow here. Kaya, magenta, yellow theme with this, this section of the game. I'm going to want this, and we'll see if... Okay, so it's not a pull me towards something, it's a pull something towards me sort of deal. This is complicated. I mean, it looks cool, but this does feel complicated. That's a parabolic antenna. Alright. Interesting. What do I do with the parabolic antenna? I go and do the blue one next, I guess. I'm not complaining about this, by the way. I think it's a little bit silly and over the top, but clearly they had intended to create some grand spectacle, and I think for the most part they did succeed. This is all, like, pretty much none of this has any real gameplay purpose, right? Like, we could have just as easily just gone through the door and then that was that. But instead we had to pull the sword from the stone, and then we had to use the sword on the door, even though there was basically nothing that could have happened in between those two events. This is entirely for spectacle, and I don't mind that. I feel like if I were to go read some more of the criticisms about Golden Sun Dark Dawn, I'd see some people complaining that it was just a little bit over the top. But to which I say, like, it's fine. For the most part, like, visually it does look cool. For the most part, I did like most of the rest of the game. I think they're allowed. Anyway, is this the part where I get to climb into the cannon? Because I want to climb into the cannon. Please, Cannon Guardian Lady, can I like climb into the cannon and light the fuse and then like be on with it? Get shot into the tower or whatever? It could also be a telescope, I realize. That looks sort of like a viewfinder. Do cannons have viewfinders? I don't think cannons have viewfinders. Now that's a little weird. This really... The more over the top this gets, the more I love it. Honestly. Okay. So is there anything else for us in here? I don't believe there is. Can we go back outside and finally get shot out of the cannon like I've been hoping that we would for about 10 minutes now? Ah, good. Have you finished the preparations? Ah, Arcanus, I'd almost forgotten about you. Actually, I had forgotten about you. Alright. Wait, did I actually just, like, swear? Me, the silent protagonist? Did I actually have a speaking line and it's just a bunch of swear words? That's amazing. You, what's he doing here? Arcanus? This one has great power. What kind of a name is Arcanus? Yeah, you and me both, Aeolio. Tyrell, son of Garrett, you seem displeased to see me. I'm only displeased to see you still breathing. Finally, Tyrell putting that rage to something useful. So, remind me, did we rule out this guy being Alex yet? It's been a while since I've thought about him. Ah, the impulsiveness, the overconfidence, you really are your father's son. You know my dad? Obviously. Who are you? Why do you know so much about us? Hello, Alex. Okay, so he is Alex. Glad that I was able to piece that one together. Alex, the Mercury Clan's traitor. My mother's betrayer. That Alex. What makes you think I am this, quote, Alex, unquote. We've traveled together for some time, Alex. I haven't forgotten. You flatter me, Kraden. And I'll flatten you. I should have realized sooner, but your chosen name, Arcanus, had me distracted for a while. I mean, they both start with the same letter. It wasn't that, you know, that well disguised. And blue hair, mask. Ah, well. Anyway, in my travels, I've heard of a deck of cards used for telling fortunes. Go on. Two of the suits of the deck are the swords and cups, very similar to our GLaDOS and Chalice. I don't think I've heard this one before. It seems odd that... It seems odd that that wouldn't be something that would have been dropped earlier, though, as another, like, bit of foreshadowing narrative symmetry that this game tends to be pretty in favor of. Anyway, how would that relate to my assumed name? Arcanus sounds like a term from the most important cards in the deck. It seemed more than coincidence. Unless this was like some kind of optional side mode that I could have done in Belinsk and just never saw. I'll have to look into the lore later on my own. Anyway, it figures that you name yourself for the most important part. That's quite a theory, Kraden. I'd love to hear more, but I'm pressed for time. What is so pressing? The Tua Parang. This had better not get in the way of me getting shot out of the cannon. What do you mean? What is that? I have a bad feeling about this. Look out, everyone! Alright. So, that looks like some hired goons who I'm gonna have to fight. You're talking to them, Arcanus. Why aren't you just killing them? That's actually not his name. Alex, what is it? You were eavesdropping. How rude. You traveled with the old man? Does that make you one of the warriors of Vale? No! Alex was not one of the warriors of Vale. He was a power-mongering schemer. He'll probably betray the lot of you as well. I don't think he's ever honored a vow or a promise. He can't really be Alex. Alex tried to use the Golden Sun to become immortal, but he failed and was killed. Yeah, see, Karis, that's the thing about, like, whenever you don't find the body, you should immediately be suspicious. That's just, like, one of the automatic assumed rules of storytelling, by this point in storytelling history. It comes up quite often. Anyway, who cares? I never liked you and your superior tone. Keep your temper in check, GLaDOS. The High Emperor would not want us fighting amongst ourselves. Your expression suggests that Imperial loyalty is not first of your priorities. Funny, Alex, your expression says the same thing. Perhaps, then, it is finally time for us to untangle our remaining webs of deception. Alright. GLaDOS and Chalice, you two are gonna wait in the back. I will kick your asses later, but first I have to deal with the guy who's been sort of following us and teasing us for at least the last, like, 2.5 games. Anyway, we have our orders, Arcanus. We will not deviate from them. Our orders are that Michael should activate the Apollo lens. The methods are ours to choose. I have determined that the truth is now our best weapon. Michael, you should know that the Tua Parang are scions of the Umber clan, also called Dark Adepts. Dark Adepts? What is he talking about? Seems to be telling the truth. Another clan? I've never heard of them. The High Emperor sent me to make sure the Apollo lens was used according to his plan. Have I actually never hit that word, or is that just an update too? The ancient machine amplifies light, it concentrates and magnifies light into a beam of astounding intensity. Concerned that its power might fall into the wrong hands, the ancient Janai sealed it away in Apollo Sanctum. So we've basically got a Death Star on our hands. Anyway. So can you two just deal with this on your own time? We've got game to play and final boss to beat and whatever. Honestly, I'm starting to lose track. Anyway, naturally, we can't really trust one another, but I need to ask you one question. Are those men who came down from the airship really Tua Parang soldiers? They seem to have strange powers, unlike normal synergy, just like you two. You're here for the Apollo lens, correct? What will you do with it? What a good question. Chalice, what will we use it for? Oh, we can't spoil the surprise, can we? Based on the trajectory, your target is Tua Parang, or perhaps the area around Sol Sanctum. We haven't been there yet in this game, have we? The closest we've got, I think, is the lookout cabin. Now that I think about it, I feel like at some point, like, I'm a little surprised we haven't gone back there, at least to the wreckage of the Sol Sanctum, or anything, something of that in that vein. Anyway, let's just move on. What are you two doing now with those shadows or whatever? Since you have not contradicted my deductions, may we now consider Dark Synergy an open secret? Or you still intend to keep the secret by eliminating me? I knew you'd figure it out eventually. You were always very clever, Arcanus. I can handle these two. Go throw the switch for the Apollo lens. Alex. So he did survive the Golden Sun. So it would appear. And apparently there exist Dark Adepts in the world. Would Dark Adepts have powers like this horrible eclipse and its monsters? Dunno. And there's an Umber clan now? I've been all over the world and I never heard a whisper about them. We don't have time to discuss it now. We must activate the Apollo lens while Alex buys time. So that is... I don't go back in here, right? I probably have to... Alright, door's sealed. I probably have to go up a level. And while, Oh, look, there's random encounters. Hi. Alright. I have no genie equipped, which probably means that I'm gonna have to actually work a little bit for this. Let's see if we can get through this as quickly as possible. So we're gonna come up here, and I'm just gonna pause in the shadow of this giant air, space, sun cannon thing. And I'm gonna end this off here. So next time, we are going to be taking a couple of steps forward and hopefully fighting a boss fight. I really hope we're gonna fight a boss fight. My name is Dragonite. This has been Golden Sun Dark Dawn. You should all go check out Wizarducks and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Link to the Steam page can be found down below. And I will see you all later.